is Upbeat with beatboxer, musician, speaker, and show host, Parker K.
Hey guys, welcome to Upbeat, and thank you very much for being here and for listening in today. If you would, please follow the podcast wherever you're listening to it right now. And if you like the show, leave an Upbeat review. That is always super appreciated, so thank you for that. Today's guests, Merritt Ban Markos, are two absolutely phenomenal people with an incredible story that is inspiring, and it motivated me when I first heard it and when I first heard about them, and I know that it will inspire you as well. And also, I just want to make this clear, but these are the first two guests that I met on Clubhouse originally and then brought them here to Upbeat. They're the first two. So I am kind of posting these episodes a little bit out of order here. But these two incredible women were the first two people that I met on Clubhouse and then brought them here to Upbeat. And it's just really fun to kind of know that and reminisce on that. It's been, 2 months now since I first spoke with them. And I'm just really, really happy to be finally sharing this episode with you. We could get into their story. I could do a recap of their story right now. I could share more with you about You and I Paint, which is their company. But I think it's just better heard from them. So without further ado, let's get into it. Ben and thank you guys, both of you, very much for being on Upbeats. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having us. Oh gosh. We'll be finishing each other's sentences, so get ready for that.
Awesome. Super excited about this. Thank you very much for meeting with me. I originally met Ban on Clubhouse, and I'm going to have a lot of guests from Clubhouse, but you guys are the first guests to come on my podcast that I met through Clubhouse. So I first wanted to start with, what are your thoughts of Clubhouse so far?
I love it. I love Clubhouse so much. We've made some really great connections on there. It's very addicting. So I'm trying not to be on it as much as like before, but it's amazing. We make great connections. Look at you. We're speaking with you right now. So this is great.
Yeah. Just to add to that, it's very insightful. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, am I hearing this without actually paying for the content that people are sharing? Mm-hmm. It's the kind of stuff that you normally would, opt in or register or join an actual seminar online to hear the information that they share. But obviously, I try to keep my following clean so that I'm only participating in the subjects that I'm interested in learning. Whereas if you're going to follow everybody on Clubhouse, it just kind of filters to a whole weird mishmash of things.
Yeah, I guess that's the one thing I got to get on, because I just follow everyone that follows me.
I'm the cooler one. I don't follow everyone.
But it's amazing. I love it. And I've definitely made some great connections.
Yes, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, same here. I'm super, super grateful for the app. We wouldn't be having this podcast episode without that app and being able to connect there. So just wanted to shed some light there. But to get this thing started, I was wondering if you guys wouldn't mind just introducing yourselves to the listeners. And then in doing so, we'll start with story. I love starting with story. So if you could share your story, your background and how you got to where you are today.
Well, honestly, our story is pretty much aligned. We're not too far off, but
we're the same person. Just say that. Yeah. We're the same person.
We're almost the same person. There's some differences, but our backgrounds, we obviously were born in Baghdad, Iraq. I was born in 1990. My sister was born in 1988. Mm-hmm. And we left Iraq in 1997.
I can't believe you want to go that technical.
Okay. And then we actually lived in Turkey for 3 years. A huge up and down. We had ups and downs. Where we lived in really poor areas, and then we had to technically flee from Iraq, but immigrated. So it's kind of not like your typical refugee story. We actually sat on an airplane and We flew to Turkey for 3 years with no school. We didn't go to school in Turkey. So it was just like a whole crazy, fun, adventurous life there.
Sorry to interrupt. I saw your Instagram stories. You guys had quite the outfits too. I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. So basically what it was,
That's right.
yeah. What Anne is saying that by up and down, she means like back home, we weren't poor. We actually came from a very wealthy family. And because we had to do the immigration, it was like an overnight thing. Something to do with my dad's work, but we basically had to leave within, I don't know, was it a month? And when we left and lived in Turkey, we basically lived in the slums. It was really, really bad. I'm not sure what happened, but we had struggles financially. And those outfits that you were talking about, they were just clothes that were donated to us by churches. So we didn't have a lot of options there. But as kids, I don't think it really mattered to us. We have amazing parents. Our parents are great. So they never really made us feel poor. They always made us feel like we were the richest people in the block. So we actually walked around feeling like we were probably, we didn't have any of those struggles financially. We didn't have to worry about the stress that they worried about. So we had an amazing experience despite how poor we were. But Turkey, we have some amazing memories that we made there. Can't wait to visit. I'm so excited that one day I'll take my kids and I'll even take them to the neighborhood that we lived in and just be like, this is where mommy lived.
Yes. Fast forward, we moved to Canada in 2001. And we got married to amazing partners, and both Ben and I have 2 girls each. It feels like we have 4 kids because we're constantly together with all 4 girls. Mm-hmm. Like when I say constant, I mean day and night, every single day of the week. So and we try to give them some quarantine adventure every now and then. So they'll come to my house and we'll go to Ben's house and then they'll come to my house.
It's amazing.
But no, another fast forward. We studied architecture in Canada, and then we were working our corporate, your usual 9 to 5 for over 10 years. And I'll let Ben continue to how we discovered our passion.
Yeah. So basically what we were talking about earlier, Parker, how like our parents pushed us into the 9 to 5 because, coming from Turkey, immigrating to Canada, they really wanted us to have that stability. So my dad, he always thought, become an engineer, do this or do that. And we kind of listened, even though we enjoyed painting our entire life, because my dad was an artist. Yeah. So Anne and I grew up painting, and we never even thought about doing that as a career because there's not many options, right? Unless you're just an artist. Yeah. Just an artist, the most amazing thing ever. Like I would dream to be just an artist. And we just wanted to have the job and we just wanted to have the money just to be normal. So we studied architecture. I graduated from architectural technology. My sister was a mechanical engineer. We did it for 10 years straight. And I enjoyed it. I worked with some really amazing people, amazing firms. It was great. And just about 2 years ago, I feel like that wasn't enough for both of us. We had this conversation many, many times over and over. And we decided, you know what, we need to start a business together because we're sisters, we get along, we are very similar. We're like the same person. Anne and I did everything together. Yeah. And the one thing that was combining us career-wise was, we thought our creativity. We're very creative. And we thought about starting a sip and paint company. So just last March, in the middle of the pandemic, I quit my job earlier before that because I just wanted to start something. And then Anne and I got together and we thought about the sip and paint. We started virtually first. So we started and then she quit her job. So once we had it all together. We had a business plan, and then we started virtually. Then things started to pick up in the summer. So last summer of 2020, we had our first in-person event, and it was actually in my backyard. We were so excited to have some friends come over because we were like testing it out, and it was amazing. And ever since, things just grew. We partnered up with amazing wineries, and we are having these beautiful, massive events like Sip and Paint with music, with entertainment. And we just want people to enjoy the whole experience. Like, what did you call it the other day? Like a 4D.
Yeah, like a fourth dimension experience.
Yeah.
People, like, whenever they come to our events, they get to eat good food. The environment is extremely picturesque. There's music, like the ambiance itself is just beautiful. Because every time we've ever painted, I would always call Ben, be like, Ben, where are you painting? And she'd be like, I'm watching, the sunset. Or like, I'd be like, oh man, I'm just in my basement.
I'm just so visual. It's funny because so like my sister-in-law or like a friend of mine would be like, hey, man, like, can I come over to paint? Because I have all the supplies. Like, I have the canvas, I have everything here. And then when they come over, I just want them to make sure that when they're painting, they're actually enjoying their time, not just painting. And like, I'm not just showing them how to paint or how to draw, because I feel like you can just go to YouTube and do that. So I would literally like make a cheese board, make them, get them a drink and just like enjoy the chandelier. Because as you can see, like I have beautiful chandeliers in my house, and I just want them to like feel the whole thing, the whole painting experience, and just feel like an artist for just a couple of hours. So when we started our business together, that was one of the things. It's like, okay, we want clients to come, but we want them to really, really soak the whole thing in and just kind of enjoy it. And it's been amazing.
I mean, Parker, like, this may not be like your expertise, but as mothers, it's really, really hard staying true to your career while you're obviously having kids, because what happens is there's always a setback and you're not really advancing your career. And just when you're like ready to advance your career, you're pregnant, and then you kind of have to stay home. Like us Canadians, unlike Americans, we can actually, so standard is 1 year, or you can stay up to 18 months. And we just like to, stay home, making sure that the kids are obviously fully loved and nurtured, before we're back to work. And then besides, like, daycare is really, really expensive. So there's like that whole transition that we had to make, like, sister, we really have to do something. We can't just keep working. We're having kids, but then at the same time, you're not really progressing in your career. You're kind of always like at that like lower level compared to your like coworkers, male coworkers, or like someone who's just not having any kids. And like we made the bold move to just start our own thing, because also we're extremely passionate about painting. How do we not become starving artists is by transitioning into a business, and enhance the Sip and Paint business. But obviously we wanted to kind of like glam it up and then convert it to like a upscale, high-end Sip and Paint, where like like my sister said, we partnered with wineries. You drink alcohol or not alcohol. I'm an alcoholic. So it's just the whole ambiance itself that we're after. And like we were having up to like 50 people during Orange Zone in Canada, which means very limited. We maximize our allowance. What's the word? Sorry, we speak like 3-4 languages. So our English is coming out like a toddler.
The terminology is very limited, so bear with us.
Actually, maybe we should tell it, like we're just babbling on, but like originally we are Babylonians. Like my sister and I and our family, we are from the ancient times, like Sumerians. Like this is like BC historical times, like 6,000 years ago.
Wow.
That's where we derive from. So we're Babylonians.
And we speak Aramaic. I don't know if you've ever heard of that language, but it's really old.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're minority, obviously. Oh. I'm a minority woman and I'm Chaldean. No, I'm joking. I love where I come from, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah, very, very cool story, you guys. It is super moving. It really, I mean, I know there's some funny moments and things said, but really a moving story, inspiring story. Because I think also what's special about what you've decided to pursue is not only does it benefit you in your life, but you help others, which I think is so cool. What are your guys' thoughts on, the healing power that art has?
I will go with this one. So during COVID lockdown, Ben and I actually host free virtual lessons. Our classes can go up to 150 to 200 people per class. And we always encourage people to just unwind, relax, no pressure. And we go extremely, our pace is good because we've studied how people work and how long they need before they can complete a step in our painting process. And the feedback that we've received is worth everything. Everything. Yeah. We've had cancer patients that have come to our painting sessions in the past, and we've had people in tears, and they said, I really needed this night, just to kind of because what art is meant to do is literally escape your reality, just you, the canvas, and your surrounding, the music, and you're just kind of going nuts, because art is it's a form of expressive. It's a form of how do I explain it? You can express yourself through painting. Yeah. So there's actually therapeutic art. It exists. It's a thing where people go to therapy, but they paint. It's a form of healing. Yeah. So I think with that healing power, and the art and the music and the wine, everything and the together, drink, all together is meant to really, really, we literally love our clients so much. We want them to have the best night of their entire life. We just want them to come, enjoy themselves, and have an epic night and go home. We don't want them just to come and have another paint night. We just want it to be so different, so therapeutic, and just enjoy the entire experience. So yeah, it's definitely got some power there. So I guess we answered your question in an extremely elongated way, but it's just meant to be really therapeutic for the human soul.
Yeah. Well, and what's so cool too is, so many people think they're not creative, and they are creative. Creativity is something that is in all of us, right? And it just got me thinking too. Earlier in your story, you shared the things you were studying in college, and I had some roommates that were studying mechanical engineering and stuff, and it's I couldn't even fathom studying something like that because I'm such a creative. I think in design and stuff like that. I don't think in math or numbers or putting things together like what my friends were doing for their homework. So how was I guess there's two parts to this question, but how is pursuing something that wasn't as creative, even though you guys are so creative, from within, what was that battle like? And then the second thing is, how do you enjoy, I guess, sharing with people who think they're not creative, that they actually are creative?
I'll take this one. Mm-hmm. Okay. So how is it being in a career that's not so creative? So for me, generally speaking, I'm a very positive person, and I'm just so happy. So working in a career that I'm not too passionate about, it's kind of boring. I always find joy in the other small things, like the people. I really love the people that I work with and all my coworkers. And I just look forward to going to work, to be able to see my coworkers, say hello to them. It could be simple things like enjoying my coffee time and taking my breaks. And I try to find joy in the small things that are around me to be able to go on with my day. So, and I think that was part of the reason why I stayed doing what I wasn't too passionate about for 10 years. It's because I was trying to find joy in the little things. And what was the second question?
He's saying, how are people, when you're not creative,
okay. So for the clients that come over and they have never painted a day in their entire life, we try to make it so easy for them. So we guide the session step by step. And it's funny because the ones that, you haven't painted in your entire life, what I try to do is, or what I try to say when I'm leading the session is, don't stress out and basically just let yourself do it. Just hold a brush, go with the steps. And even if you deviate away from the actual instructions and you just kind of do your own thing, that was the whole point of art, is that every single one of us actually has our inner artists in our own style too. So depending on how you do your strokes and how you brush use the brush, your painting will always come out different. So don't even stress about it. Your painting is never going to look like mine. You have your own style. And at the end, like near the session, when it's done, if you step back and you look at everybody's work, it's amazing. Everyone's got their own style and every single painting looks gorgeous, done differently completely, So you just have to not stress out and just let your inner artist come out.
Absolutely love that. I wanted to ask too, I think we might have grazed over this part, or maybe you guys said it and I just missed it, but how old were you guys when you first started painting? Like, when did that first become a passion for you?
So I think it's literally as little as toddlers. So our father is an engineer by background, but he was also a painter. He actually would paint 20-foot paintings of Saddam, like the president of Iraq, and they would be in the city of Baghdad. So my father
road intersections. Yeah. It was amazing. Like, we would drive around as kids and my dad would be like, I painted that and I painted that. And then we'd be like so proud.
So having said that, and it's really important actually as parents to always have supplies and encouragement constantly and available for your kids. For instance, like our father had always made available like paintbrushes and paint and blah, blah, blah. And he was never strict in terms of like the mess we made. And I try to translate that with my kids. So we don't have our basement finished. And then literally I'll take my toddler to the basement and be like, here you go. Here's your brushes. Here's your paint. Go wild. Here's a canvas. And through that, she just develops her creativity, and in the process, she loves it because she can explore freely. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we've been painting since babies, not really babies, but since a very young age, and throughout our entire age, to the point where like I went a year or two without painting, and my dad would pester me. He would call me, and then he would literally come to my house and deliver like paint supplies. Here you go. Here's some ceramic, fresh ceramic. You can paint on ceramic if you want, or you can paint on canvas, or you can paint this, or you can paint that. He would always give me the encouragement, and so does my sister. Yeah. And I think just through that, like we've learned to love it.
It was so natural. We didn't even have to try. It was just giving to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of nice that like we took something that, our father had instilled with us since young children, and then we kind of flourished it into a business, and he just kind of looks back and he's so proud of us. And then my sister and I are like, we always say like, Dad, like you're going to lead one of our sessions soon. We're going to need your help. We're getting really busy. And he's just like, oh my God. So cute. So I think it's beautiful. And I think for parents who are listening, just, go out to dollar store even. They have amazing quality supplies, or Dollarama or Dollar Tree. I'm not sure what you guys in America have, but, just grab a brush, primary colors, and a canvas, and encourage your children to just paint, watch easy YouTube tutorials. We actually have a lot of YouTube tutorials on YouTube.
Let them do whatever. Just be creative and just do your own thing. Yeah. Just make sure they're not wearing something that you absolutely love and that wasn't too expensive.
Absolutely. But honestly, with that creativity, you'll learn to be confident because you're painting, and then with art, it's just practice makes perfect. You have a tiny bit, which is talent, but then 90% is practice. Mm-hmm. And how you hold a brush only comes from practice. So I think anybody with a tad of creativity and who has a fire to paint, to do anything creative, should just practice. And that's how we've kind of learned to love art.
I love that. That'll probably be the title of this episode, the confidence through creativity. I think that is super cool. Absolutely. Love that. Man, there's so many directions we could take this. You guys are amazing. I think the direction I'd like to go, though, and if it's cool with you guys, what were some of your feelings and emotions when you actually took the leap from your 9-to-5 life to having this business?
I'm just going to tell you a few words. I'm going to sum it up. I'd say confusion. I was so confused because we're not entrepreneurs. I mean, we were doing 9-to-5. We were told what to do. We were trained. So starting our own business, I was so confused personally. And then you can speak on yourself. And before starting You and I Paint, when I quit my job to start a business with my sister, trying to explore the ideas. I wanted to do something that was creative. I wasn't sure which direction it was. Loss of identity. Because my entire life I was working for a firm or for the city, and then you quit that. You quit architecture to start a business. It's like you lose your identity, because my entire life I was known as that person. I was doing that for so long. And then now what am I? Until now, I feel like, what are we? Are we artists?
You're entrepreneurs now. You're both.
Yes, I guess it's easy when you say that, entrepreneurs. But for a while I was very confused.
And you're an artist.
Of course. And I'm an artist. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How about you?
Okay, so I think making the leap has to be one of the scariest things that a human can do, because you have that cushion, you have that safety net of income coming, and that this much money is going to be in my checkings account on a Friday, or, once that is factored out, that's when you feel like you're literally on the street.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
But obviously at the time, I actually quit my job a few months ago. Just when I ended my maternity leave, I didn't go back to work, and I cried. I literally sat down and I cried. I'm like, oh my God, am I actually doing this? Am I going to do this? But then I could not focus on my 9-to-5 while creating a business, because my business was a calling and it was getting too intense. It was getting busier. And then that's when I'm just like, you know what? I need to put my full focus and my full passion into this and just kiss my 9-to-5 goodbye. No more cushion.
And that little cushion. Bye cushion. Yeah. You gotta make your own. It's just.
And then honestly, Ben and I were also extremely grateful that we have partners that allowed us to
make the jump
as well. They kind of supported us, we have you in a way. But then obviously, as us women who we're a little too prideful to be asking our husbands for money. So
we got to go out there and make our own.
So we had to hustle. And then I think like it's also between Ban and I, we kind of like inspired each other every day. We'd call each other and be like, all right, so we're jobless. Let's go get some work done. And it just kind of makes you work. It makes you get off your butt. It makes you have sleepless nights. But having to do something for yourself
doesn't feel like work.
Is worth a million
it's like
times better.
It's like stressful, but it doesn't feel like work. I don't know how to explain that.
It's like looking after your kids. It's hard work. You love them.
Exactly.
So honestly, I think we made the jump, and I could not have wished a better outcome because, and I'm sorry, like for all the 9-to-5s, I applaud you. We need you. I love you. But like, holy moly, you're in that monotone thought process. You actually feel like you're in a limited goal. And with me, and I'm going to be quite honest, I felt deappreciated. I felt devalued at my work, that my male significants at work were getting paid more than I was while I was doing more than they were, because of my situation as a mother. And what that does, it gives you so much fuel and so much fire to just say, you know what, I actually don't need you. And I'm going to be me, and I'm going to build my own empire with my sister, of course. But making the jump is extremely tough, but it's always going to be your side hustle unless you quit that comfort zone and just make that leap and just focus on your side hustle that could give you an income, an even better income, or the same income. Doesn't really, depends on what you're after.
Yeah, like whatever works for you, like for people, whatever works for people, obviously. And there are people who are passionate about their jobs, like even the 9-to-5. If you're passionate about that, and if it's making you feel good and loving life and all those things, and just do that. Do what makes you happy, and that's all that matters. At the end of the day, we just want to be happy, and we just want to be, feel complete.
Of course.
Obviously, I didn't feel complete and didn't feel complete, and we had to make this move. But there are people out there who are loving what they're doing. So
and also like we have to understand that there's bosses out there and there are leaders out there, and the bosses are the ones that push you to become your own leader or your own boss. Mm-hmm. Because I also feel like I've also been with companies where like I've dealt with a leader and they make you feel valued, they make you feel part of the team, that you're like, you know what, I actually want to grow with this company because I feel like I have hope. Whereas there are some bosses who feel and act like they're better than you, who don't really appreciate you. And as a millennial, like, I'm sorry, but there is no room for that nowadays. There's just no room. Finding a job is like a dating app these days. It's not really hard to find a 9-to-5. I can go to my recruiter and be like, find me a job in this sector, this. And then a day later, I get an interview, get the job, and I'm back to it. So it's not hard to find a job, but to remain with a leader is always best. But if you have someone who's just too good for you, I suggest making the leap.
Yeah. Phenomenal insight. I love it. Thank you to the both of you.
Thank you.
What you kind of shared there towards the end was something that reminded me of a previous episode that I've had with a guy named John Laredo. He spoke about leadership. And there's just an element of leadership that sometimes we have to lead ourselves. And, he said something else super profound, just how you can only do so much reading and studying and looking into it. At some point, you've got to try to go actually act and apply what you've learned and try to do the things. And in a way too, when you guys talk about this quote unquote leap, I started thinking of a blank canvas. You know, you guys are essentially taking a leap into what is the unknown, but then you are in charge of what is going to happen. And I think that is a super cool way to look at it.
You know, there were times where like Ann and I will be driving. By the way, Ann and I are always together, like literally 24/7. Especially now,
made that clear.
Especially now that we both quit our jobs, like we have nothing else to do. She lives like 7 minutes away from me, so we're doing business together. We're visiting family friends together, so we're always together. Which is another benefit of like having your sister as your partner, is that you're always doing business without planning to do business. Like we're, let's say, going to my mom's for dinner and we're in the car and then we're talking about business, even though it's not really like an actual business meeting, but we're having a business meeting.
Well, yeah, I mean, it all started with like, Ben, on Mondays and Tuesdays are only for business. You come to my house, we'll have pen to paper and we'll like create some content. So reality hits.
Yeah.
We're not like that. So we're just together and talking all the time.
So we had this car ride one time and I told Anne and I said, how crazy is this? Like, this is our business. This is our life. And like you said, the blank canvas, and we can literally go whatever direction you want. Like this is like we make our own fate. I can't even believe it. I've never had that opportunity before. Like there's no limit to where you want to go, and there's no you can go whatever direction you want, which is really, really cool when you are your own entrepreneur. You can basically take it to whatever direction you want.
But it's also the scariest thing.
Yeah, it's pretty scary too.
It's obviously not all imagination. It's a lot of it had to do with like almost like breakdowns of thinking like we gotta generate our own income. So like we're not having, you know, that like safety net that I was talking to you about earlier. We actually have to go out there and create and generate our own income, our own business, our own connections, our own like, you know, and it's just like, it's those times that, you know, give you that reality check of, you know, owning your business is actually really hard.
It's like up and down roller coaster.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But I mean, the reward is worth it. However, it's just, it's very, what's the word? It's hard work. It's not easy. And I'm sure you know exactly what I mean. It's like generating your own.
Doing everything by yourself, especially if you're starting. Like we don't have a team. Yeah. It's just Anne and I. Exactly. We do everything. We basically go there. We slay.
We're the marketing. We're the salespeople. We're the laborers.
The laborers picking up chairs and tables from everything start to finish.
We literally set up like sometimes Ben and I call ourselves delivery men who literally have 2 trucks on our way to the venue, and we have to set up a table, 50 of them. And all within like an hour and a half, and we're like sweating, and we're like, oh my God, you know, it's almost time. We got to go to the washroom and like look decent and then kind of be like the host person, like, so welcome to our session. And then the therapeutic session starts. But it's just like, it's the whole day. And then afterwards, when, you know, we're all smiles, and then the last person leaves the building like, all right, Ben, we're your muscles, and then we're gonna start doing everything, and then we're back to labor mode, you know. And then we're setting up tables, like I'm saying, like heavy tables, and we're carrying all of that stuff ourselves and like loading up in the truck, and then we're like, by the time we get home, we're like, oh, it's so hard.
But the gyms were closed because of COVID, right? Were they closed?
Yeah.
Or it's really hard to get into gyms. So you know, for us it works. This is the workout.
Yeah, we're like, it's arm day today. It's arm day. Yeah, let's do this.
You guys are the whole act, the whole thing.
Basically,
that's entrepreneurship for you.
Yep, it takes hard work, and that's why it's so important to love it. You know, to love what you do, and because that motivates you to work hard. And then, at the end of the day, you can go to sleep knowing, you get to do what you want to do and make money and have fun and create your own journey. But B, and maybe this should be you helped so many other people feel amazing about themselves and about their lives and give them clarity. Because I'd imagine, I mean, we haven't gotten too much into this, but I'd imagine there's an element of, meditation or self-reflection that takes place that gives people the clarity that they're looking for. And so that is just super amazing. I want to talk about two more things and then we'll kind of wrap this up. One is what it's like to do this while having, 4 kids, essentially all under the age of 4. I got that from your website. And then the other thing is, what are your goals now moving forward? I think that's really cool too, to talk about, just since you mentioned, you get to create what's next. And so now I'm curious what's next, where you guys are going from here.
Okay, I'll say a little about the first question. What is it like with kids? It's not easy. It's definitely tough. But at the same time, I feel like our kids are the drive of why we're doing everything we're doing. They're the reason why we are trying to we are following our dream job, our passion. It's because we want to set a good example to them. We don't want them to grow up not following what they love. So, they're the main drive to why we want to succeed in any part of our lives, not just work, like in any part, just be good, decent human beings. But it's, I don't know, I guess it's difficult. But we have amazing support system. Anne and I, we have amazing partners, amazing husbands. My mom is there to help us too, whenever we want her to. So they have made it so much easier than it could have been. Like, I know it's really difficult for some people that don't have the support, but Anne and I have the support and we're grateful and we're blessed for them. So yeah, it's hard, but it could have been worse, I guess. Right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely not easy. I also feel like a lot of women, moms are defaulted to be the main caregivers. At the time I was working my 9 to 5, obviously my husband is the breadwinner in the picture. However, now that I'm sort of starting my own business and then I have the kids simultaneously, and it's just like, hello,
he's great.
He's great, of course, but like, I'm the one every time, for example, the kids get sick, you're the one sacrificing your work. I'm the one sacrificing my work time to be with the kids and yada, yada. However, like Ben said, we do have an incredible support system. So that definitely helps. My mom's an angel, best grandma ever. Mm-hmm. And then our husband, sometimes like he'll come home and we're like, all right, we love you guys, but I'm going to step out for some fresh air. And just with that, I think a lot of it is
planning too. Like we got to plan our times and multitask. And for example, like if we have sessions on the weekend, we got to plan it with our husbands, with our moms, with everybody, just to make sure that, they are taken care of and watched for, so that we can do that. But it's like that for every single mom, whether you have a business or like anything in life. It's just,
and sometimes Ben will be like, all right, Ben, I have a lot of emails to get back. You're going to come watch my kids.
Yeah, I literally go there,
and then
so
we take turns.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of
or like, cool. Hi, Ben, I need to take a shower. Can you come watch my kids?
Even that is hard, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like hard. If you're a mother, if your kids are young, then it's hard to take a shower. It's like,
no, absolutely. And honestly, like sometimes we have our meetings too. Like I'll have like Zoom calls of like corporate jobs who want to hire me to do their paint sessions. And then as I'm like acting professional, I literally have my baby like scream her ass off. Sorry, pardon the language, but she literally like scream in the background as if like I'm killing her or I have her locked up. So there's those moments too where you're just like, God, give me some patience, please. And then there's other moments where it's a little bit more harmony, but it has its ups and downs. Where we want to take our business, oh my goodness, that's a loaded question.
We want to come to, what is it, Idaho?
Idaho, yeah, we'd love to have you.
We want to come to Idaho and teach you how to paint. That's exactly where we want to take it.
I would love that.
Honestly, we want to hopefully take our business worldwide someday. We want to be able to franchise. We want to be able to take this exact therapeutic experience of painting. We want to take it abroad and be like, guys, like there's more to painting. It's not painting. That's not just painting. There's more to it. There's the whole fourth dimension to it. Like there is like being in a pretty place. It's almost like also working. If you're working from home, imagine you're sitting in the office and you're watching a concrete block versus sitting in the office and watching the ocean and hearing the ocean and just kind of like having that like therapeutic feeling to your soul, and it just like rejuvenates you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we want to take this model somehow and just kind of like
let more people experience it
and let more people experience it, because we've been getting amazing feedback. So I don't want to just give these people a good time. I want to be able to extend it worldwide, hopefully. So
that would be awesome.
Virtual.
That would be awesome. I think a lot of people don't have access to it and they would really want to experience that. So you've got customers.
Absolutely. And honestly, right now we have people tuning in even from Middle East for our virtual sessions. So I want to also extend our free service of virtual sessions to worldwide. As long as they have Zoom and Wi-Fi, they can all join in. But we've had someone from Turkey join us at 4 a.m.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So cute, right?
Yeah. Like that's pure
dedication. This is why I tell you, like, we actually love our clients. Like, love. For trusting us to do this for them. So they deserve the world.
Almost as much as you love me.
Maybe more. Sometimes she gets on my nerves. That's the hard part of like being partners with your sister. But I love her.
Don't get me started. We'll leave this for another session.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. I've got this kind of last segment that I do. If you've listened to my episodes, you know, it's called the UPBEAT Seat. I just ask a few kind of quick questions and then beatbox for you guys at the end.
Oh, I would love that.
And you might not.
So
you might.
Talented.
What's that?
You're so talented.
Thank you. Thank you so much. No, I absolutely love doing it. So we'll get into it. Anne and Ban, what makes you two upbeat?
Ooh. How about you say what makes me? She knows more than I know myself.
What makes me upbeat? I think I am.
No, you're supposed to say what makes me upbeat first.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, answer that for me.
All right. Well, first of all, you have no beat. I'm just totally kidding. I think Ban is. She is a Renaissance woman.
Ooh.
For instance, like she is a great mom. She is a beautiful wifey, and she's, oh my goodness, her art actually. Stay here. I'll be right.
This is not part of the.
I'm sorry, but this is my sister's art.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
That if that doesn't make you upbeat, I don't know what will.
I wasn't expecting this, by the way. Thank you.
No, we're actually like in like her studio press, so all of her art. She is also a little messy when it comes to focusing on her projects. She'll just dump the entire like paint canvases on here and forces everyone to look at them. But I just think she's an extremely, extremely talented artist, and she is the one in our family that is like the nucleus of our family.
Wow.
Which means that she literally connects with every single one of us. And she is kind of like the person that brings everyone together. That's Ban. So
I'm going to give her a kiss and a hug after this.
I'll give you that. But otherwise, other than that, like she's also very annoying sometimes. But I mean, which sister isn't? So
yeah, that's family. That's family.
Yeah, we're in each other's face every single day. Like, do you think we won't argue every now and then? Yeah.
Awesome.
We're working on that reality show. Just kidding.
Okay, well, am I supposed to speak about you now?
Come on.
Keep going. I think I need a fan. Holy hold on. I need a fan. Like, well, I was just going to say one thing. So basically, Anne, the way I see her for me, for my life, and for my business, she's literally the engine of the whole thing. She's making it running so smoothly, so perfectly. And without her, so I wouldn't be here. And You and I Paint would not exist if she wasn't.
You and I Paint would not exist with you either.
Without, you mean? Without.
Oh, sorry. Without.
Yeah. So basically, she's the engine of everything. She just makes things happen. Vision. Yeah, I'm like the vision, and Anne's the person that just makes things happen, whether it's work, whether it's just like family events, whether it's life. She's just like that type of person that's like, what are we waiting for? Let's make it happen. Like, yeah, the executor. That's who she is. Okay. She'll be like, what are we waiting for? Let's just make it happen. And she'll just like, boom, make it happen. If I have an idea or if I have something, all I have to do is just call her and she'll make it happen. Even if it's like going to the spa and be like, hey, Anne, I'm feeling like, having a spa weekend. She will literally just go.
It actually ties to the fact that my sister is a dreamer. I'm the doer.
Yes.
But together, we dream.
We make it happen. Yeah. Make it happen. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Poor Parker. Parker's like, oh dear God, I should not have taken that call.
No way. I absolutely love this. Okay, who is your number one influence or inspiration besides each other?
Okay, so I would say a combination of the biggest inspiration is our kids. Because, I mean, generally speaking, we're very, motivated people. But then after having our children, and I remember I had my kids first, there's just something that happens to you when you have kids and you see life so different once you have your kids, because now you suddenly care about life and you care about yourself. You care about your health because you want to stay and live for them. You care about the world. And I started watching the news. I never used to watch the news. And then suddenly it's like, oops, I'm a mother. What's happening to the world? Because I want to make sure that this life and this world is safe for my kids. It's a strange feeling, but they're definitely the inspiration to why I want to improve myself. I want to improve my life. And I want this life, this planet to be a better place. It's weird. Like you suddenly care about it. We try to make it a better place for our kids.
Absolutely.
And what was the other one? Influence besides ourselves.
Dad, hello.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of dad.
Hello.
So definitely our dad. He's the best male in this.
Yeah, like to the point where it makes you speechless.
Yeah, I love him so much. He's definitely influenced us in so many ways. And he's made us very confident women, no matter what situation, no matter what you're going through, no matter where you are, how down you are. If you call my dad, he will just pick you up and just be like, it's okay, it'll get better. And then he'll tell you how it's going to get better. So he's definitely, until now, and forever will be our number one inspiration and influencer.
Yeah, our dad is, and mom, oh my gosh.
Oh, don't yet.
Yeah, no, let's just not go there.
They're the best parents in the world. So yeah.
We just love our mom and dad. We sound so childish. We just love mom and dad.
Love that. Okay, this one's kind of a fun one, but what kind of music do you guys listen to?
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Depends what mood you're in.
Everything.
I mean, like when you're in a car, you're listening to hip hop, trance, house.
But I like this deep soul stuff.
Like let's get down to business. I love that song, especially when you're like actually working your butt off and you're like a slave and you're just like, oh. But then you put the song on and you're just like, yeah, we're fired up.
Yeah, it all depends.
Which one?
I don't know. My house is your house.
And your house is mine. Your house is mine. My house is your house.
So I also like this. I don't even see. The funny thing is, like, I'm not so familiar. I love music, but I don't know what they're called. So there's like deep soul stuff that I just YouTube and I just blast it out loud, and I just start painting and like
lounge.
My soul leaves me. Okay. Maybe we'll stop.
And we also love to listen to Turkish when we're feeling in the mood.
Middle Eastern music. We listen to that too. Turkish music. I love it so much. It takes us back.
Ibrahim and Mohsen Kormazi. And we like to
some
listen
of the singers. So she's
and Nancy Ajram.
Why are you saying it like that though?
Because it's who we are. You can't deny
She's
that.
pronouncing it like the perfect Arab way.
Yes.
A little bit more extra though.
It's very extra.
Do you guys have any favorite TV shows right now?
Oh man, she can answer that because I don't watch TV.
I'm a Netflix junkie.
Yeah,
I like to admit that I watch Netflix. That there's a lot of quotes out there saying replace Netflix with reading and replace this. No, I'm not replacing my Netflix. Okay, I watched Vikings. So far, I'm watching that. I also love to play PS4. So my train of thought is getting to, but honestly, anything that's in trend in terms of like series I watch. Favorites? Geez, there's literally so many good ones that I'm just going through a creative block right now. I can't really think of them. Do you have any? Do we have any?
I don't watch TV. Every time I try and I don't know. My mind goes
low attention span.
Yeah. I don't fall asleep. I really don't enjoy it as much. I would rather paint or go on YouTube on my phone or just
go on Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
Oh, yeah. Love Clubhouse. Okay, so let's change the question a little bit. What's like a favorite YouTube channel?
Holy smokes.
Cocomelon. According to my history, it's Cocomelon and Baby Beam and Baby Bum. Peppa Pig. What else is my... I'm not joking. I am subscribed to about 150 baby shows because all my toddler does is literally like sometimes if I have a meeting, I'm like, hey, here's my phone. Do you want my phone? And then she'll like go on YouTube and subscribe to every single channel so that when I do go on YouTube, I have like colorful history of just cartoons. We don't really watch YouTube, to be honest, but obviously after following you, I might hit up some.
There's one guilty pleasure. I love Wendy Williams.
What a loser.
No, I love her. I actually do. I enjoy watching Wendy Williams. There you go. I'll put it on when I'm doing my makeup.
You should be watching Ross Band.
No,
Wendy
Wendy Williams.
Those art skills.
No, I'll stick to Wendy Williams. She's like the only thing. And some documentaries here and there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Favorite social media platform to use and where people can connect with you?
I think, Instagram is probably the best for us right now and the easiest. And I always find myself going to Instagram. I do have Facebook. I'm not as active on Facebook. My sister is a little bit more because she's actually the marketing person for our business. So she does use that for marketing. And that's it for me.
This is our account. Sorry about my dirty phone, but our account is called You and I Paint. I am the master of my account. But our favorite platform is, my favorite, is actually Instagram. I live and breathe Instagram a little bit too much, but
it's been great. It's been great for us.
Yeah, and then the second I would say it's between Clubhouse and Facebook. Clubhouse is when I'm feeling, like I want to learn something. I want to like tune into the conversations. I actually follow some great moderators. Emily Lyons, she's my favorite girl. That I usually, every time she has something, I always tune in.
Awesome. Well, we've reached the end of the show, which means it's time to do some beatboxing. It might not, I'm just going to preface it with this. Zoom does not really capture the beatboxing very well, but I will have it recorded and I'll send it to you guys so you guys can have that. But I'll go ahead and do a quick beatbox with your names in it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Amazing. Wow.
This is for and while things written and burn.
I love it.
There you go.
That is, oh my God.
You're amazing. Can we have you come and do that on one of our shows?
That would
Like,
be
I
fun.
would love that. If you ever come to Canada, please, we would love to have you.
That's
You're
incredible.
so talented.
Honestly. That's incredible. Good job.
Thank you.
Pure
Yeah,
talent.
that's fun. I think it'd be kind of interesting to see the art that would come listening to that. It'd probably be everywhere, but
That's
Just pure talent. People will love that.
yeah, absolutely. I cannot wait to share it. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that. And
Awesome.
Thank you for saying my name.
yeah, of course.
I feel cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks you guys for being on Upbeat. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for having us.
So there you have it, my interview with Ann Merritt and Ban Markos, two just phenomenal ladies. This was one of the funnest interviews I've done. It was just an absolute blast. They're so fun. We'd love to stay connected with you. You can find me on my website, parkerkane.co, parkerkane.co, and you can find them and their social media and Instagram and all that from their website, youandipaint.com. If you enjoyed this episode or got value from the episode, please share it with a friend and leave an upbeat review. That is always super appreciated. You guys are the best. I'll see you next week.
This is Upbeat with beatboxer, musician, speaker, and show host, Parker K. Subscribe at parkerk.co.